recognize anyone who would like to be recognized. Yes, sir, Mr. Dillon.
Frank Dillon of Notasulga. I observed tonight, eventually, that citizens are going to be sitting out on the sidewalk. We seem to be getting further and further from the dais. I have letters this evening for the commissioners. One in particular, Chairman, I would like to read.
Let me ask you this. Do you have your mask?
No, I do not.
You need to put your mask on.
You can fly on Delta Airlines without masks, so we still...
This is not Delta Airlines.
When are we going to remove this requirement? I mean, the rest of the nation's catching up. We're going to be dead last. We're using my 3 minutes, by the way. May I continue? I'll put my mask on.
Thank you, sir. Please go to the podium.
To the podium.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You can push it up some if you want to.
I'm sorry?
If you want to push it up some, you can.
Well, I could, my voice carries, so I mean, if you want me to stand behind the podium, I'll certainly accommodate you.
Thank you.
The Alabama Open Records Act, well, in fact, when you were speaking earlier, may I remove this when I'm speaking to you?
Go ahead.
Thank you. The Alabama Open Records Act states every citizen has the right to inspect and take a copy of a public writing of the state, except as otherwise expressly provided by statute. The Alabama Supreme Court ruled in favor of public servants' obligation to provide copies of business documents in several cases. 1. Keenan and Associates Incorporated versus Gentry. Quote, in this jurisdiction we have insisted to strict compliance with procedural requirements contained in statutes and regulations adopted pursuant to enabling statutes. Waterworks and Sewer Board of the City of Talladega versus Consolidated Public Incorporated. The legislature intended for the Open Records Act to be remedial and should therefore be liberally construed in favor of the public. I might add, all of you have received these. I'm just refreshing your memories about it because you may have forgotten. In Blankenship versus City of Hoover, quote, because there is presumption of required disclosure, the party refusing disclosure shall have the burden of proving that the writing or records sought are within an exception and warrant non-disclosure of them, unquote. This is why when I ask for public records from you, I ask for the reason for justification of denial, and I don't receive that as well. Therefore, I request a copy of the actual and related documents of payment to the county for the use of the Cotton Valley Community Center on May 3rd, 2022, and District 4 Recreation Center on May 10th, 2022, in accordance with Macon County policy by June 27, 2022, mailed to Frank Dillon at 2273 County Road 54 West, Notasulga, Alabama. And I will hand deliver this to you, sir.
Give it to the clerk.
I'll give it to you. And I have one for Commissioner Robinson. Mr. Robinson, Mr. Huffman, and Mr. Magruder. Thank you. You're the only one in hand accepted it. Thank you, sir. That's noted. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else? Do we have anyone else? Okay. Thank you, sir. Do we have any citizens online who would like to lift up anything?